welcome to LadyGang Quickie. I am Becca here with Jac and Keltie. How is everyone?
Wait, did you lost your face too?
Yeah, I took my face off.
Lost your face.
I didn't want to have a full face of makeup on at the urgent care.
Well, I know, but now I feel like I am very glam. But you can tell everyone what we're doing.
Yeah,
what happened
yeah.
If you want to. This is a bad week episode.
This is a full
big bad week.
So me and Jac and Keltie this morning at 6:30 a.m. We're in Austin. We did a fun photo shoot. Jac came up as she literally never fails to amaze us.
Never.
Thank you.
Never out of original ideas. It's crazy to me. But she sent us this Pinterest board about 3 days ago and was like, this is the direction for tour. I'm not going to spoil it because it just so good.
Chef's kiss.
The way
Chef's
that
kiss.
the merch continues to elevate, these types of things do as well.
They're always a shower thought, by the way.
Really?
It is. It just like the stroke of genius comes to me.
It had been on my to-do
Keltie
list
can't
for
push it.
5 weeks.
She can't push it.
I was like, we need to figure out what we're going to do for tour. We need to figure out what we're going to do for tour. And she's like, yep. I was like, maybe you could come. Remember, you're supposed to come to my house 2 Thursdays ago and we were going to sit and figure out tour.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden I get a text. I was in the shower. I have an idea. I know the vibe. I'm like, oh my God, you're a true
Pinterest
artiste.
board. This is what we need to buy. Outfits.
And done. Like,
And it was
literally
amazing.
It came together in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So we got glam. We did the whole thing. We had a very successful photo shoot for all things tour. You guys are going to be you're going to see it soon. It's going to be very exciting. Then we're getting in the car, we're loading up, and we're going to come back to my house from the location we shot at to do this podcast. And Zac calls me and he says, there's been an incident, and then proceeds to tell me very slowly.
So slowly.
So
I was like,
slowly.
I'm going to need you to hurry it up, Zac.
That he was at the car wash with Ford, and Zac has this very, very big, like jacked up pickup truck.
Yeah.
Because we live in Texas. And he let Ford get out of his car seat when he was parked and vacuuming the interior of his car. Well, Zac goes to open the passenger door and Ford was leaning on it. So Ford fell out several feet out of this truck and landed. And Zac was like unsure of what he hit, anything.
Yeah.
But he did hear something hit the ground pretty hard. And of course, Ford is inconsolable, crying, as they do as 2-year-olds. But Zac's like, I don't know if anything's wrong. You know, I took him to Target because he kept wanting to go to Target after he calmed down. And so he thought, that's where I'm going to see if he's acting normal, if he's walking normal, if he's being normal.
Well, because he was crying, he's like, I could get a toy out of this.
He's my child.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
He's like,
child.
ow, I'm hurt. Toys.
Yeah. I
Cars.
think I really just need a car. I'll feel better.
Cars. So Zac takes him, and he still felt like he was kind of walking a little slowly. But again, he had just cried for 30 straight minutes.
Right.
So it's like
He's tired.
there's tiredness, and it's close to nap time. But Zac was like, I'm panicking and I don't know what to do. And so we start Googling, and we just thought, better safe than sorry. We take him to urgent care because Zac was like, I'm feeling around and moving his body parts. Like, there's no redness, there's no bruising, there's no bleeding. But, you know, obviously, like, the concussion is scary. You know, we've been told by our pediatrician, unless they're vomiting or seem confused or get like automatically exhausted and pass out, that it was fine. But I just felt like, better safe than sorry. So I met him there. The girls came back to the house, and it was very lovely urgent care.
Really?
If you live in Austin, it's wonderful for kids. This is just a shout out. I know that I appreciate these types of things as a mother. Texas Children's Urgent Care. It's on South Lamar. If you live in Austin, it's all for kids, and the doctors are wonderful. I think our doctor was Dr. Angel, and she was
Oh,
right?
Dr. Angel.
She was wonderful, and she, you know, they're great. You know, I profess my love to people in the medical field. I think the other episode where there was someone that passed out on the airplane, but
Yeah.
gosh, I hope people keep going to med school. I know they get really these days financially, but please keep going.
And emotionally and mentally.
Everything, all of it's bad, but like, I really appreciate you, and especially the ones with kids. And it just makes you grateful. He's okay. He's fine. They sent him home. I'm so grateful. I don't know how parents do this when it's not okay. So yes, he's fine. But I did wipe off my full beautiful glam. And so did Jac.
I had no excuse. Well, I
hates
thought we
the
weren't
full
going to
face.
podcast. I thought we were going straight to the airport. Which I also don't care because we podcast without makeup all the time. So
That's true.
It's just the juxtaposition of this and this.
It's a wild. It's as it should be.
Full
to
beat,
be honest with you.
Keltie.
It's as it should be. Becca, I mean, here's what's crazy is that when Zach called you, like, you're so calm.
Yeah, I was shocked.
He was calm too, though. That's why.
Yeah.
I think I was matching.
Because I, like, one time there was a spider that was, like, quite large on my hallway.
Very
and
comparable.
I had a full meltdown panic attack about it. Like, I can't stay calm in times like this.
Well, yeah.
Were you feeling anxiety inside you?
No, I felt like my spidey senses were telling me something like this had happened. Like, he got hurt, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Because I think it would have been very different, Zach's
Demeanor.
tone of voice.
Yeah, he was very calm.
Super calm.
Like worried, but calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, and I'm pretty calm in crisis.
How often does Ford, like, he is a 2-year-old, almost 2?
He's a little over 2.
Okay. He's a toddler boy. Like, how often is he running into things?
We're falling off of things.
We're really lucky, and I'm not just saying this because I'm his mom and people say things about their kids, but every time we're at a playground and every time we're at someone's house who has kids, they're like, he's so agile. Like, he's very, his balance is great, and it has been. We never had to cover corners of furniture. I mean, knock on wood, it's still not too late. But he's sure-footed. So it's like, and I was like this as a kid, and so was Zach. So I think that's like a lot of what it comes down to is like genetically, we were just coordinated. And also, his balance. Like the other day, this woman came up to me at a playground and was like, your son is doing everything. He's like, he's copying what my 5-year-old is doing. And I just keep thinking like, he's going to fall, he's going to hurt himself. And he's just not. And you're very chill, which makes me think that he's always like this. And I was like, I don't know what it's like to have the accident prone child, knock on wood. And this is also why it was so hard for Zach, because we really don't see this.
Yeah, you're like, nothing like this has happened.
He
No.
hasn't been bumping and bruising and all that stuff.
One time he hit his head on the dresser when he was like running around his room. And I called the pediatrician, but she was like the same thing. If he's not vomiting, if he's whatever. Yeah. He did get a pretty big bruise there. But there are little boys who, at no point in time, there's never not a scratch, a bruise. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't seem like that kind of kid. Wow.
No.
Are you nervous? Is he going to be like the daredevil-y type of a kid, do you think? Or do you think he's going to be like cautious?
He's pretty daring. Like, I looked up at him at the playground the other day, and he was going down the slide backwards and head first.
Oh no.
And he jumps off of things onto like big pillows on the floor. But again, because he's not accident prone, it doesn't make me that nervous because I'm like, well, he can do it.
Yeah.
He just can do it.
He can land.
Yeah. We say since he was little and he's been walking, like he'll jump off of things and we'll yell, stick it. So now he jumps off things and he goes, stick it. Like Carrie Strug.
That's cute. Well, he needed to do that.
Carrie Strug.
I just saw a clip of her. I literally just saw that clip on TikTok.
You know what?
That's
They
so
don't
funny.
do enough work in the 2025s of it. 2020. Is it 2024? 24 Olympic season. Like, I haven't heard enough about Carrie. Where is she? Where is she commentating? I know Leslie Jones is commentating this year. Snoop Dogg is
probably
back.
Nastia Lukin. She's probably commentating.
But like, where's Carrie Strug?
Where is
Carrie Strug?
That was the golden years of gymnastics.
I know, but that's when it was like
iconic. When she vaulted anyway with
I was
broken
there.
Yes,
you know, that's my claim to fame. It was the Atlanta 96 Olympics, and my parents brought me to so many gymnastics events because I was doing gymnastics at the time.
Oh, wow.
This is what my sister makes fun of me for. She's like, you were practically in a leotard trying to get onto the team.
Amazing, yeah.
But we were there when Carrie Strug did her vault. We were sitting there in the stands. Yes.
That is watching history be made.
History, yeah. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
I was only 10 and I remember it.
It's magical.
Yeah.
You know, did they have those things? I haven't seen them in a while, but I want them to bring them back. It was like, it was a flashlight and it had all these fibers sticking out of it, like kind of like a palm tree, but then they all had colors and you could flip it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about like as a fan.
And you can swing it around.
Ice-capades. Yeah. And you would like... I miss that. Like, I don't...
Yeah, that's a very 90s thing. I can feel it in my mind.
Assholes threw them onto the stages, whatever.
I actually have an Olympic question for our LadyGang.
Okay.
I was recently in Las Vegas and I saw my girlfriend Kristen, and I was like, what's going on for the summer? What are you doing? She's like, well, we're going to Paris. And I was like, oh, really? I love Paris. We go shopping, gonna go to Moulin Rouge. And she goes, no, we're going for the Olympics, the swimming. And I was like, these people do not seem like, and I said,
Like Olympic groupies?
I was like, are you going on purpose, or did it just happen that it's the Olympics?
Swimming of all sports. So much of it happens under the surface that you can't see.
You can't
How
see
boring.
much, you know?
You just see a little bobbing head.
You can't even see how cute they are because they have the hats and the glasses
swim
on.
caps.
Anyway,
God,
she was
nothing
like, my
uglier than
husband
that.
was a professional swimmer or like big swimmer in Mexico, and they just like love the Olympics. And I'm like, you're going to pay 4 times as much money to go to Paris during the summer. It's so expensive. Then you're going to the Olympics and you're going to deal with the crowd. She's like, it is going to be crowded, isn't it? I was like, this is a new level of friendship unlocked. People who go to the Olympic events, like, I mean, I guess it's not so weird that you went to Atlanta because you lived in Atlanta.
I was doing competitive gymnastics all the time. So my parents were like,
it was like the ice skates.
Yeah, it's perfect.
We can't miss this.
I want to know if any other Lady Gangers would or have traveled to the Olympics.
Well, that's what's up everybody's summer travels to Europe.
The flights are so expensive.
So expensive.
I'm going. I almost had to sit in coach.
I thought you said I almost didn't go.
No, she almost had to buy a coach seat.
You know what? The thing that saved me? The Delta points.
I know.
I flew, you can transfer points.
Yeah.
I didn't even have enough points for a flight. So I transferred 100,000 from Chris Knight. By the way, they charge you $300.
Yeah, we did this for my parents last year.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Everything's
But it
expensive.
ended up being like cheaper to transfer and pay the points than anyway.
Yeah.
For your first class seat.
It's real expensive.
Wait, I want to go back to today because I do have to say after Ford and Zach got home, it was the first time that Ford has looked at me in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I felt really good about it.
Me too.
But I think we locked. Like he looked at me and then he kept looking at me. Like
Yeah.
every time he'd like touch his car, I'm like, oh, I'm in.
You're in.
Yeah, he sees me.
It takes him a little bit. He's a little like Zach in that way where if he first meets somebody, he's a little standoffish. He's not quite sure about you. But then the moment you have that connection, you're in forever.
Yeah.
So
it felt really good.
as opposed to me, who you think when you meet me, I'm like happy and cheery and warm and welcoming you in. And then I ignore your calls for 3 months.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you took it the wrong way.
yeah, no. This is just court. What was it that Keltie doesn't have?
Court awareness.
What?
Oh, common decency.
Common decency.
We were saying, Keltie in the car was saying that she's going to.
No, it's because she likes Ubers.
She likes Ubers because she was talking about like getting a car and all these things. And she's like, well, it doesn't really matter because I like to Uber everywhere. And I thought, Jack and I both were like, unless we are drinking, there's no world that I am getting in an Uber.
Never.
I will pretty much find any other option.
Yeah.
Because I have the quiet setting on my Uber app where it's like, I want it calm. I want it quiet and cool or whatever the temperature and the talking option is. They never respect that.
Oh,
this
happened to us last night. Remember our Uber driver last night? We had it on quiet.
You turned down the music because it was like, I want to know what love is. And I was like,
and then he started doing voice to text.
He was like, Surrey, text David. I
can meet
the sushi. Sushi Han on Major Street at 8. And we're like,
that is.
And it was so loud.
Was he older?
No, he's probably 50.
He was cool.
50, maybe?
I don't know. Like younger than that.
Younger than that?
Surrey. I mean, honestly, it reminded me that I could use Siri.
Siri.
Well, Jack and I were both thinking, it didn't put, we were like, we're trying to put this together because you hate small talk with people. You hate talking to people. So that's like, an Uber would be your worst nightmare.
Because you're forced into it.
But she said, no, I don't have common decency. So when someone starts to talk to me, I either don't answer, I give them a, and look down.
Yeah.
You don't, it doesn't even bother you
like
that somebody
Becca,
else is in your
the person
zone.
would be like, how's your day? Even though that you're breaking the rules, don't talk to me. I put the quiet setting.
Yeah.
But someone would say, how's your day? And then Becca would be like, my day was good. How was your day? And then that's when the Uber person driver thinks, oh, we're going to talk. And
No,
so
then
like,
it's-
well, it was my niece's.
Yeah.
I don't even open that. How's your day?
Silence, zip.
God, you're a serial killer.
You're such an asshole.
And then I'm like, and sometimes like, even when sometimes for work, I get a black car, so it's not an Uber.
Yeah.
And you don't have a setting for them to know. I just put my headphones in.
Yeah,
I
the
said,
headphones is a good
I'm going to do
move.
some work now. You can listen to music if you want to. And then I just put them in, but I never turn anything on. I just don't want you to talk to me.
Yeah. Sometimes they do though. Mm-hmm. I just can't take the chance.
Although my friend just went to a place to get a massage, and I don't risk that anymore. I have my girl that I love that comes here. But before that, I thought this was really genius. She goes in there to whoever is giving her the massage, and she's like, what do you like for your pressure? What are your parts you want to focus on? Blah, 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 blah. And then my friend at the end is like, if it's okay with you, I'm going to listen to music with my AirPods.
No, you told me about this.
And it's genius.
Because remember, I found my perfect masseuse, but she chats so much.
Yeah.
And I'm the same thing. I'm like, I guess now we're having a conversation.
Yeah, you're like, I guess I'm paying you now to talk to me.
Like literally, who talks during a massage?
Well,
a lot of people do.
It's hard to with Anton, my masseuse, who comes to the house. I love him so much. It's the best massage in the entire world. But he does your lymph nodes, which are like in your armpit. And so he has you lifted up. I got my mom a massage when she was here, and she was like, I didn't know I was going to get my breasts massaged. Maybe you should have told me that. I was like, no, you need a breast massage. It's very.
I'm sorry, like full breasts?
He's not like ripping your breast, but he puts your armpit in the, can you hold my mic?
But your armpit is so far from your breast.
No, and then he's doing this.
He's copping a feel. That's an excuse.
No, because your lymph.
But I just had one of these lymphatics yesterday. She didn't go anywhere near my boobie.
Well, he goes in there.
This is why I can't trust a male masseuse.
He does up here too. It feels amazing because that's
sure
where
it
I hold
does.
a lot of my stress in my hot tits.
Your tits.
My hot tits. But anyway, but it's like I don't want to be. Okay, hold this again.
Oh my God.
I don't want to be like, yeah, no, and then we're going to go on vacation. Like, I want to just be in another zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I understand. Hi, Barbara.
Really incredible. The other thing I was going to say while you were gone, Jack and I, we had a little nap. We ate cheese. We had a nap. I had a slice of cake. And then I took both of your dogs for an emotional restoration love because I felt like I talked to Barbara. I said, Barbara, you never had time to be loved because Orly, we had so many years just Orly and just spoiled. And then Barbara came and then Ford came very quickly after Barbara.
Yeah.
So
she never got her time to shine.
I had Barbara up in my armpit and Orly on me. And I was just like, no one pets you anymore. I just love you so much. And then I wanted to just let you know, I will take Barbara.
Do you want her?
Kind of.
You do?
Like if
she's a wonderful dog.
She is.
amazing.
She's like, she's seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Except for the barf.
It's because she learned from Orly. When you get a dog, when you have an amazing senior dog and then you get a puppy, they just copy the senior dog if they're smart. But I do have a weird thing to admit. And I'm worried about this trait that I have with children.
You thinking about giving her back?
No. So
you don't like the
I've
second.
only ever had
One animal.
little dogs.
Oh.
Like under 12 pounds.
Yeah.
My whole life. My mom and I talked about it on our podcast together. From the time I was 2 or 3 years old, we had a little white Bichon who slept with me every night until I went to college. And then I had a little Maltese, little white dog, and Orly, little white dog, right? My sister's the one and Zach, I don't know. My sister mostly really talked me into this medium-sized dog. And so she's about 20 pounds. When she was a puppy, my heart would melt when I was around her because she was so tiny and little and helpless.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need to take care of you and nurture you. As she's gotten bigger.
She's huge.
She's big.
I was shocked at how big she was.
Barbara, come
She's walking away from me. She's like, bitch.
She's like,
I'm a sizist.
Yeah.
I don't feel like she needs as much love and I'm not as drawn to
I looked
love.
in her eyes. She needs it.
I know she does.
I pulled her face away from her eyeballs. I looked in her eyeballs and I touched her nose. We touched nose to nose.
She's a wonderful dog.
And she looked at me like,
she needs some more attention.
I wish I was smaller so someone would love me in this household.
Ouch.
God,
Yeah.
are you a dog psychic?
Yeah, look at her.
Yeah, you can tell.
She sleeps on me.
She's very sweet and she's very soft running to the kid. Like when she went to go get you at the door, it's like,
yeah,
like you can't hear her at all.
Very graceful on her feet.
She doesn't want to cause a kerfuffle because she knows she could be booted.
Yeah, she's like,
I would never boot her. She's wonderful, but I don't know what that is. I just don't. I need a perma puppy, which makes me feel like I need a perma 2-year-old. So when Ford's 5, am I not going to have?
You'd be like, ugh.
No, you're gonna love him more. He's gonna be.
I think kids are a little different.
He's gonna be saying the weirdest things, like that time when I told you already, but I was driving with Carmela, and then I was putting on Disney, and she goes, "I love Bad Bunny," and you're just like, 5-year-olds are so crazy.
Yeah, they are.
You just love Bad Bunny. Anyway, Becca, I'm so happy Ford's okay, and honestly, I was really happy in a weird robotic way to be here to witness you crushing motherhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
you.
Because we know it's happening because we're like, hey, can we do a meeting? And you're like, I have to watch, and so we know the mothering is happening, but we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
So, and you come to LA mostly. So we don't know. We don't know what it's like when you mothered. I just watched you split your legs like it was 1997 in New York City and have him drive an electric car right through there. Things have changed.
I was like, what are you talking about?
What's going through the legs is different.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
But you're a good mom.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
Guys.
You're a good
Thanks
mom.
for your support.
Yeah.
It's Mother's Day week now.
Yeah.
I hope you have, but you're a good mom.
Thanks. Thank you.
And I love you.
Love you guys.
Before it's okay. Okay, we're here for a long time, but we're here for a very dangerous time.